Coaches, welcome to the Championship Vision podcast. This is part of our, Cam, your first part of our series here on state champions. We're going to be talking to as many state championship coach from the Georgia High School Athletic Association. So our first coach is Coach Kim Hixon, the girls basketball coach at Marist High School. Actually, I had a good friend by the name of Andres Montana, who I worked with at Pinecrest. And he went to Marist and he played for Coach Ron Bill back in the day, Kim.
I remember, yes.
So I have a lot of respect for Marist, man. Just a well-run school. Kim, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. We're super excited to be here and finally get to talk with you. I know we've talked about it a couple of times, so this is exciting for me.
So, hey, congratulations on your state championship. I had a courtside seat right there on press row with one of my friends, and I saw your team play. Totally impressed with your team on that. And I know you're going to talk about that team and the great group of seniors that you have. But before we do that, kind of talk about you and talk about how you grew up with the game and a little bit about your bio, your career.
I'm from South Georgia originally, Cuthbert, Georgia. I went to Randolph Southern, played basketball, softball, all kinds. In a small town, you have to play everything, but I just fell in love with basketball and came out, went to Auburn University, Montgomery, my first year of college. It was a great experience. Coach Tilly does a great job over there, and then just bounced back to Georgia Southwestern in Americas and played there, finished my career under Kip Drown. So blessed to have some amazing coaches growing up, but kind of funny story how I got to Marist. I came out of college and got hired back at my alma mater, Randolph Southern, and worked there for 2 years, coached my youngest sister, which is awesome. And then I was working at Georgia State basketball camp and for Lee Henry in 2099, it was 2000 actually, that summer. And I was on the court, and Tommy Marshall, who I didn't know at the time, called Lee Henry asking if they had anybody because they needed an assistant coach and a PE teacher. And they came over and handed me the phone. Talked to Tommy for the first time ever, went and actually had an interview Friday, had no clothes to interview in, just went up there and met everybody. Yeah. Father Conzen, who was our headmaster at the time, called me the next Wednesday, told me I had the job. 22 years later, here I am, and it's been the best decision, best phone call I've ever answered in my life. So it was super special to be where I am.
Yeah, no doubt. Marist is a special school. Tell us a little bit about Marist. I know I grew up in California. My dad got transferred to AT&T in Dunwoody, Georgia, not too far away from there. And I'm very familiar with Marist and the tradition of Marist. Talk about Marist athletics and talk about the great legacy and tradition out there.
There's a tradition of excellence in the classroom and on the court and the field and everything. That's what to me was just so intriguing when I first got there. Just everybody has this unbelievable way of doing things, and we call it the Marist way. And that is true. There's a Marist way of doing things, and we tell our kids all the time about it. We have to do things the Marist way, and that's everywhere we are in life. And it's so true for us on the basketball court. But the tradition of excellence from Alan Chadwick, who just got inducted to the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame, Ron Bell, who's my mentor and has passed away, but just the championships, but how they make how their programs are run, and just the success they have, but also the people that the kids are when they leave their program. They're great athletes, but they are great people in this world, and they do amazing things when they leave there. And that's because of the foundation that Marist, I think that Marist gives them, in and out of the classroom. It's unbelievable. And the tradition of excellence is just something, it's just contagious, and everybody strives for it. And it's just a lot of winners up there, and we're just super proud to be there and be a part of it. But people work really hard where they are, and we try to instill that in our kids too. And so it's just, 22 years later, I'm still here. So
exactly. I know you've done a great job building just a tremendous program there. I actually worked at, I'm a proud Catholic, by the way, and I worked at Pinecrest Academy for 5 years. And I just love the Catholic school atmosphere. I just want to tell you, and the only reason why I went public, because I want to graduate, I want to kind of finish retirement
exactly.
for money, so but I love the Catholic school environment, and I know Marist. Give us just a quick insight into the tradition of your girls basketball program on where it was when you got there and where it is now?
I really took over. John Thurston was there before me. He'd been there a couple of years trying to turn the program around. When I got it, they had won a couple of region championships. We'd never been in the state championship, never been in the Final Four. It just was, it's not an afterthought, but it wasn't like the soccer program or the volleyball programs. Those have been super successful. So when I took it on, it was a lot of, you can't do it this way. I hit a lot of roadblocks, let's say, to try to change the culture of the program. And it was kind of a intramural, just, oh, well, we'll do basketball if I'm not a soccer player, if I'm not a volleyball player. And so I started asking commitment from the kids early on. And it took me about 3 or 4 years. I started in 2003. And then in 05-06, we went to our first Final Four. So it ignited pretty fast, and the commitment and level of that. But, 20 years as head coach, I think we are considered one of the best programs in the state. We've been to, like I said, 3 now state championships, won 1 finally. But just had so many Division I basketball players that have gone out to the Indianas and Purdue's and Maryland's and just Notre Dame's. You think I was from Indiana? I keep sending all these people up to Indiana, but
Right.
you're so blessed. Cornell's. I just had one Johns Hopkins graduate. So just now it's a staple, hopefully in the state, and people know if you go to Marist, you're gonna come out of there and go to and do great things in college, hopefully.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Coach. And I have a little video of the 2 great shots, which I was sitting courtside and help me if I'm right, Avery Fantucci. Yeah. What a great shot. And of course it was on ESPN.
I know, right?
It's like, yeah, you're famous now, Coach.
Exactly.
But before that, let's talk about one thing I've always known. Andres Montana, a good friend of mine, always talked about the feeder program at Marist. Like, you just don't all of a sudden have a group. You know these kids from probably kindergarten on, don't you?
Right, we do. We have a lot of feeder schools around us, and we see them come in, or they could go, Pius's or Blessed Trinity. So they're on the map early. So if we get them in the 7th and 8th grade, we could see them and kind of control what they do in elementary school and stuff like that. But yeah, Avery she came in the 9th grade. She was a little different, because she's a softball player. She's special.
Yeah, she's clutch. And I guess she signed to play for Michigan. Is that right? For softball?
She did. She signed to play for Michigan. She loves basketball. We're so blessed that, she's a 2-sport athlete, but she's a gamer. We keep talking they're like, do you practice that shot? I said, no, she doesn't practice that shot. But she's in so many, she competes all the time. She's always playing softball or basketball, whatever. So, the moment's not too big for her. And I'm so glad, it happened for her, because she's a special kid. A 2-sport athlete is just so awesome. It's just so cool to see a kid get rewarded for playing 2 sports, because we're obviously not in that. We're not there anymore, I don't think. So it's hard to get kids to play 2 sports. So it was special.
Yes, and I'm going to try to get it on here, Coach, so you can see it. I'm sure you've seen it quite a few times. I'm sure.
I have watched it 100 times. I bet.
I want you to kind of give a little bit of insight, a little play-by-play, if you can, of that shot, if I can get it. Okay.
I can talk to you about it before you get it up if you want me to.
Yeah, let's do it. Like, what's your philosophy? I love I think state tournaments are situational a lot. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I do. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I've had so many emails. It's funny that people ask me, did you let her score that quick on purpose? The answer is no. That was not what we were trying to do. We were trying to face guard them and try to get a 5-second count or a tip on the ball. And funny, Avery lost her kid. You can see her, she denies, and then that kid breaks to the goal. Avery loses her. She's the one that loses a kid. So for her to be able to come back and help her team, put us into overtime was just, it was just unbelievable. It just couldn't have happened any better. But the answer is no. We did not want that to happen that quick. And we were trying to get a tip or a 5-second count, which we thought we could do because defense is pretty good for us. So crazy story too, talking about this shot. If you'll notice in her, when she shoots the ball, she thinks we're down 4. So if you watch her body language, she's dejected right here.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a great point.
she thought we were down 4. So I have a picture of Lexi Faclaris coming behind her and grabbing her, and with pure excitement and joy. And Avery's face is so down. She literally thought we just lost by 1. So it's just who Avery is, for her to have the just, she's just a player. I mean, she really is. Just to understand the timing of it, it was just incredible.
Yeah, the wherewithal to, I mean, that was dead on, Coach. I was right there, and I'm going, there's a bunch of college coaches above me. We're all giving high fives. I don't even know them. And it was so good. What a great moment. But that put it in overtime.
Yes.
And it was interesting, and tell me if I'm wrong. I try to be observant as I can.
Yeah.
Luella had a chance. They had 1.7. You guys threw it away on the sideline. I know you weren't happy with that, Coach. I'll leave that alone. But and then they had a chance to win it right there. How are you defending that? Tell me that situation.
Well, the 1.7 under the basket, we thought it was coming to 23 because they do so well. They isolate her. So we have a safety, which is Avery, and we just want to double hard because at 1.7, we didn't dream they'd try to shoot a 3 or anything like that. We thought they'd go right to her, but they for some reason they took the kid out, threw it out on the perimeter, and she caught it like she didn't know how much time was left.
No,
it was a gift, another gift. I mean, we thought sure she'd blow up big, ISO us in there, and just try to either get fouled or to try to win the game. So we were blessed. They threw it over the top, and she just I don't know, maybe
sometimes it is a little bit of luck, right? I mean,
you're right. It really was a lot.
I was expecting a lob right there to the top, maybe to the middle, right?
Well, that's what we thought. We never dreamed. Because you're talking about the initial. Now we're not talking about the double overtime, right?
No, the first overtime. Yes, ma'am.
Underneath the basket. Yes. And backstory on that, Avery's the one that went and changed the play. If you notice, she went and talked to our inbounder and told her to throw it long to her. So Avery, she righted a lot of wrongs that night. So let's just say she just thought she could do it, but that was not, we were going to just play for double overtime. And so, when they threw that ball long, so then they knew they had to defend like heck and try to get this thing into a double overtime so they could make it right. And they did, thank the Lord. So it was exciting.
For sure. Yes. Okay. Now this is the double overtime. And again, kind of lead us up to the situation here, Coach, a little bit.
We had opportunity. We had the ball. We had an opportunity to win it. We draw up a play. We think we're good. It's it's like an overload. Everybody, we call it one post. We're flashing everybody up. Lauren's supposed to make the kid help. Avery goes back door. We do this all the time. We score every single time on it. And Lauren Kim she tries to make the pass too far out and too far behind. Obviously, it gets picked, I'll go down. So then we're, trying to defend. We figure they're going to go. 30's been scoring for them since 13's out of the game. We figure 30's going to take over. And sure enough, she tries to attack. Avery gets a pick. To me, the timing of it's unbelievable. When you see Avery touch the basketball, her knowledge of sports and she releases immediately. If she doesn't release, we're in point something seconds here, away. I mean, I think she shot with 0.2 seconds. Anyway, she releases immediately when they tip the ball. For Lauren Kim to get the ball out of her hands as fast as she did, I mean, we're 0.0 seconds away from losing the game. I mean, it's just unbelievable the knowledge both of them had. If Avery didn't release when she did, if Lauren didn't get the ball in the hand when she did, if they'd have just hesitated for the slightest second, you were there. It wouldn't have happened. It's just special.
Let me go back here.
See this?
Okay.
All right, so Avery's gonna watch. So we knew 30 is probably gonna go. We try to get a count. So watch when Avery picks it. She takes off immediately.
Yeah, good release. Yeah.
Unbelievable knowledge of the game. And then I think it was 0.2 seconds, they said. And then Lauren getting out of her hands. If she'd hesitated for a second, we wouldn't have had the time to do it. So just a heads up play on both of them. They're just special people. They really are.
Yeah, and let's give credit to Luella. I'm talking about a talented team, Coach. I mean, I was going. My friend and I, Mike Hedrick, who is a new coach at East Forsyth. You might know Mike. We were going, man. I don't know if Maris can stay with them. I mean, I'm so athletic, so good. but you guys just kept staying in it, man. I was so impressed with your toughness.
The point guard number 13 is unbelievable. She is the best we played. She's
Yeah.
confident. She is skilled. She's a floor general. She knows what she's doing. She leads everybody, and she's got the athletes and the players she has to lead are just impressive.
Yeah.
We've seen them on film, but then seeing them in person, it was just more impressive. And we said it was going to be a game of runs. They made some runs, and we just kind of kept chipping away at it, and we thought if we could give ourselves a chance, we could be there. And then we got down 11. I thought, oh, this is not going to go well. And so the kids just came down and made some big plays and hit some big free throws down the stretch, which helped a lot. And that's them. They don't know that they can lose. They don't give up, and they fight. Gosh, they fight. They fight so hard for each other, and there's no give up in them, which you saw.
Oh, no doubt that I saw that. They came out, Luella, in the third quarter, 2-2-1 press, pressuring you, forced a lot of early turnovers.
Yeah.
Man, how you guys actually kind of counteracted that and stayed in it was truly amazing. On the bench, what were you saying to your team there? Because they went on a big time run in the third, right?
Yeah, we talked to the kids. I said, a lot of it we thought was self-inflicted because it was turnovers in the third. We were giving them the ball. It wasn't like they were taking it from us. We were literally just giving them some great looks, and 13 went off on some steals and things like that. And I just said, look, give yourselves a chance. You can do this. We got to get some big stops, which defense has been our thing all year. And I said, we can do it. We get some big stops, we go down and execute. And then our press offense, nobody's ever pressed us all year. And so for them to come out, and you saw, and we'd go side, middle, side, our spread zone is really good. We did some self-inflicted things, or we throw the ball back. And I said, look, believe in what we do, attack their pressure, and we're going to be fine. We can get back in this thing, but it's got to start on the defensive end. We can't trade baskets with them down 11. And so they kept doing it. I think we cut it to 7. And then, we just kept on, and they just kept believing and never gave up. And we just had some goals along the way, and they did an unbelievable job. They really did.
Yeah. And you mentioned, an article that I read about your five seniors, right? 5 or 8?
Six seniors, 5 starters. Yes.
Yeah. And how long have they been playing together? Because that doesn't happen overnight. I mean, they knew each other. It's like that last pass.
Yep.
You knew the timing of that. Talk about that a little bit.
They are all best friends, which is crazy. They've been playing since the 9th grade together. Some of them even back before that, 7th, 8th grade, like I said, with Avery since the 9th grade. But they're best friends. They spend every waking minute together. Funny story, we were on spring break starting Friday. When we won the Final Four on spring break. And so from Friday to Wednesday, I don't think they spent a second away from each other. They literally, maybe a few breaks the night before or something, but they love to be around each other. And our chemistry, I've never had a team with this much chemistry. Now we laugh and joke and fight together, but we love each other at the end of the day. And I think that just shows on the floor how they play for each other. They play so hard together, and there's no superstars. I know Avery was the other night, but any given night, anybody, Lexi Feclaris, anybody, Lauren Kim, Kate Fletcher, Alex Norris. I mean, they all could be, and they don't care who gets the credit. They love each other. They want to win together. And I think you get a group like that, and amazing things happen. Like you saw, you witnessed it. And I'm so glad for them, because they're very unselfish people, and they deserve this success. They really do.
No doubt. First state championship. What got you over the hump? Even like in your Final Four, I spoke to a coach. He was saying, was it 36-16? You're against Heritage. I mean, it's like, man, that's a defensive battle. I mean, what happened there too?
We just preach defense. Again, I don't have these kids that can go out and put 25 up. We have to defend. And I think, I'm a big Ron Bell believer. He was all about defense. He said, if you can it walks in any gym and it never has an off night. So you can count on that. If you're in this atmosphere like the Final Four, you just give yourselves a chance if you hold teams to low scores. And so they just believe in that, and they believe in defense, and they believe in, so it just, we scout, we do a lot of scouting, and we try to take teams' strengths away. And so these kids just really, they loved it. They fed off of it, and we give them scouting reports. And so I think, down the stretch, Elite 8 and, even Final Four holding them, we gave up some more points there, but wasn't a ton. But they love it. They love defense. They believe in that, and it gives us opportunities because we started slow. You saw us a couple of times. We start slow. First quarter is not good sometimes, and we got to get going. And so defense keeps us in it till we can get going sometimes.
Coach, give us a key insight because I'm a little bit different in that we're a pressing team. We're out there trapping and aggressive. But you know what? You guys are a pressure team, but it's more, I guess, protecting the paint, look like to me. Help me out a little bit. You guys contesting shots. And what I was more impressed with, you guys are a great rebounding team. I think number 34, I think had like, I could be wrong with the number there, but man, she grabbed some big time rebounds. You guys are an excellent rebounding team.
Her and Alex Norris, I think they said combined for one less rebound than the entire Luella team. It was pretty impressive. We have 3 absolutes, and this is what we do. 3 absolutes. I got them from Ron. He had a bunch more, but my 3 are active hands defensively, and I think we do a really good job of that. We get tips on ball, talking, communicating, and then box outs. We pride ourselves on 3 things. And we said it doesn't take talent. It takes heart and just effort to do those 3 things. So I think if you watch my teams play, I think you would say those 3 things about us. That's a staple every night. That is something we're going to do, and we preach that. We talk about boxing out. That's just it's just, we're like, don't be unselfish. Don't finish the drill. Ron would always say, why do you do all this work? And then, it's like not cashing your check when you get it. You do everything you can possibly do, and then you do the last thing and you let them get the ball back. So we preach it and they love it. And, they don't want to be the one person not doing it. And I think, like you said, we got some big boards down the stretch.
Yeah. And your girls, man, I know you guys do some strength training because I think your girls are strong. So, strong legs, strong shoulders. That's a factor, Coach. Maybe I'm wrong, but your girls look fit.
We have Coach K, Coach Kirilova. She's unbelievable. She's been with us. We do 8 weeks preseason. Those that are not in a fall sport, and so we do 2 days weight training, 2 days on the track. And I'm telling you, we live and die by it. We really do. And the kids, they love her. She is so awesome. She is just super. And that was the one person they had to hug before we left and got on the bus. And I told our AD Derek, I said, we're doing something right if the lady that's supposed to torture them, the most for 8 weeks, that's the one they want to hug before they get on the bus. So they believe in it, and they know we don't play a lot of kids. That some people can roll 10 in. I would press. I used to press like you, but this year I didn't have a lot. I couldn't do it. So I we wanted to defend inside the 3. And so they just believe that we have to have an advantage somewhere on teams. And they think that weight room is the advantage, and whether it is or not, we're selling that to them. So they believe in it. So I appreciate you saying that. I'll have to pass that on to them.
Well, you guys played against an athletic team that was also strong. And I saw you guys battling in there. So it definitely showed, Coach, for sure. It also helps in the confidence, right?
Right. That's true. It's a mindset. You're right.
For sure. Hey, I was impressed also with your execution. I see a lot of over dribbling these days. You guys caught the ball, chinning the ball, very solid passing with either hand. I thought you guys are really fundamentally sound. That's a credit to you and your program. Talk about your offense. And I know it's about taking care of the ball, right?
It is. We talk about, useless dribbles. We talk about, just security dribbles. People like to put one down and now you have 4 seconds to get rid of it. We talk about using your dribble and you see how we do. We do a lot of DHO, dribble handoffs. That's our big offense. And so we just talk about, make it count. Don't put the ball on the floor for no reason, And so we drill it a lot, and we take a lot of possessions, and practice doesn't always look as good as films look sometimes, to get there. But, we always try to do a quick hitter into an action or a starter or something like that. And then we have a continuity. And so, we're looking for back doors, looking for you to overplay us, or if you face guard somebody. And Lexi inside is such a good passer. So we really use her at a high post setting and, come off handoffs. And so it takes a lot. These young kids are learning that. They know when they put the ball on the floor too many times, because they're usually going to sit by me for a little bit. But they really buy into it. But it does takes a lot of practice to get there, for sure. And I'm big on passing. To me, any great team is a great passing team. You cannot be a good basketball team if you don't pass well. You just can't.
Yeah, because I think I counted one possession. You probably had you might have had 10 passes. And that's kind of a Golden State Warriors thing with
True.
touches and passes. I was really impressed with that, by the way. I would love to come watch you practice and steal some of your stuff. I mean, particularly on the half court defensive end. Hey, I'm a thief. I just want to tell you that I'm always taking stuff
Me
from
too.
real. I mean, but
What coach is it? Is there any coach that's not a thief? That's all we do is steal other people's stuff.
Also talk about your point guard. I was really impressed with her. Very cagey, man. I mean, you would think, I think she was going against, I think probably number 13. That was quick, tough. I mean, she handled the pressure great. Talk about her.
She is, Lauren is super special. I was a point guard forever, so I'm really tough on my point guards. I love them, but I am, they are the extension of me on that court. And so I've been on her all year, and she has risen to the occasion. She really has. And in preparation for this, we brought some of our coaches in, super fast coaches, to try to mimic 13. I mean, you can't just get a normal kid to do that. She's confident. She's physical. We knew she was going to try to take Lauren's heart if she could. And so we brought one of our baseball coaches in, and he did an unbelievable job frustrating her. So it was worst case scenario. And when she stepped on the floor, we hope it was a little bit better than we had prepared her for, but she really rose to the occasion. And 13 does such a good job defensively. So we had to spend 3 days preparing just for that kind of defense she was going to do and running the show. So, but she's special. She really is. She's trying to play somewhere. She's still looking. So I hope good things will come to her for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a lot of schools that would love to have a player like that. The leadership is unbelievable. Coach, before you go, I always try to get like inside a program as far as give me something cultural that you guys do within your program, like a tradition that it's all part of the Marist way, the girls basketball program that you guys really believe in, because we all have them, right? You got to have a strong culture.
Absolutely. We start in the 7th grade. Jim Foley does a great job for me, but we doing things the right way. I think our absolutes are something big we do, but we try to keep it in the family. We try to start 7th grade every year. I learned that from Ron. They got to run your system. They got to come up 8th grade year, 9th grade, 10th grade. Run your system early. They don't just get to you. The kids at Marist, gosh, I mean, there's so many things they can do. And basketball is something that we're really trying to get them to understand. You got to spend as much time on basketball as you do these other sports. So we've really tried to turn the tide of that. But I think the training, the weight room stuff is just, the off season is big for us. We're big in conditioning and all that kind of stuff. Our culture, I think we're the hardest working girls program at Marist. And I would say, I think every teacher, every coach pretty much would tell you that we just outwork people. That's just what we do. And that is a staple. If you look at my kids, when they walk in the halls, every teacher respects them. They respect their teachers. And it's just, I want Marist basketball always to be looked at as, they're just special people. And I think every teacher at Marist, every coach at Marist would say they are special. They go through a lot more than other people have to go through to win on the basketball court, because we don't have a lot of superstars. So I hope they look back, and I hope the tradition of toughness and excellence and we just work hard. And I hope that will always be a staple for Marist basketball from now and way after I'm gone, hopefully.
There's no doubt you've already established a great tradition and legacy, Kim. So you're helping whoever comes in after you. But yeah, you're not going anywhere, because
no.
You got some more championships in your championship belt for sure.
I hope so.
Hey, I got to tell you, I judge culture by adversity, how you handle that. You guys did a tremendous job. Also by timeouts. I know it sounds kind of crazy.
Sure.
Like when a coach is getting on a team, are the players given eye contact? Are they engaged? I just been doing this a long time. That's a sign of culture. I remember you were jumping on them at one particular time. Man, they were right there. And then, of course, you can see all the timeouts and everything on the screen. I guess that's good or bad. I don't know. But, but I mean, they were right there. Eye contact. That's a sign of culture, right?
They know I love them. I ask the world of them. I really do. But I tell you what, I would do anything in this world for these kids, and they know that. And you're right. they have so much skin in the game. Somewhere along the way, you get them, you get them hooked, and they know Coach Hixon loves me. She'll do anything in the world for me. Now I pull everything out of them, and I expect everything every single day. And I think I'm very consistent with that. That's one of the biggest things. I said, I can't be your friend today and your coach tomorrow. I love you, but I gotta be your coach every day. So I come in here, and whether we're playing, an 0-25 team or a 25-0 team, I prepare the same way every single day. And my kids know that. They know I am to a T like that. And so I think they just know. And I think when they know how much you care about them, they'll run through a brick wall for you, like that. And I've been so blessed that however I challenge them at half times or timeouts, they know it's coming from the heart. And they know that, I want what's best for them, and I want them to succeed because they deserve to succeed. And they have worked enough to succeed. So they never looked at it as personal, and I don't do that. I mean, it's just, it's on the floor, and I'm just blessed. They know how much I love them, and I know how much they love me. So it's just a special relationship.
Yeah, and you have built that little by little, right, Kim, over time. It doesn't happen overnight. Let's not fool ourselves.
Right.
I'm sure at the beginning it took time to build that as well. Hey, let's give a Kim Hixon. What's a great drill or activity you guys do? Like, what's one of your staples?
Oh, they love 11 man, but our kids do 4v3. So we do a 4v3 drill into practice, kind of a passing drill. You can't dribble. So it's 4 offensive, 3 defensive, and it's you can only shoot threes. So the 3 players are flying around all over the place. You have to get in great position with no dribbles to shoot. So it is the most competitive drill we do because they hate to lose. But also they're always trying to get somebody to dribble or be out of position. So we're really just teaching zone passing and getting a position, moving without the basketball. And so it is so competitive. I think that was the last drill we did on Tuesday before our championship on Wednesday. I said, this is it, girls. This is seniors. You'll never get to do it again. What drill are you going to do? And it was always 4v3. So it's just special. They fight, and it's blood and guts, and it just is what it is. But that's who they are. And so it's just a special drill they love to do. And it's been good. It really has.
Yeah, please send that to me, because I know a lot of coaches. I mean, please, coach. But also your high post offense as well, please, because I know you guys run that really great from the high post. You got a lot of good looks from that high post area with a lot of your kids. But hey, I appreciate you coming on, Kim. Thank you so much. I want to talk to you later about a tournament that I'm hosting next year.
Absolutely, I would love it.
I got the speaker above me. You can hear our announcements. But Coach, how can people? I know a lot of coaches around the country. I'm very fortunate. A lot of coaches listen to the podcast. If they want to contact you, how can they do that?
Email. I'll be happy to give them email address, cell phone, whatever they need. Yeah, I'll be happy to. You me give it to you now? Yeah,
you can. And I'll also have it in the notes too.
Sure.
I'll have your email. Yes.
You have Hixon K, Hixon K @marist.com. And then cell phone 770-550-5262. I would love to pick their brains too. That would be awesome. I love it. Like I said, we're thieves. We steal from everybody. I'd love to have any input they have. I would love to talk to them.
Absolutely. And I'm actually on a coaches chat with Gene Durden and a bunch of coaches. Kim, we would love to add you on there. A lot of it's just trash talking, a bunch of coaches, old timers, but it's great, man. A lot of great coaches from around the country on it. You need to be on that.
Oh, I love it. That would be great.
you got women, it's a lot of trash.
I love it.
But so man, good. It's fun stuff, man. It's great. It's great. Kind of coaches can kind of vent and share ideas. We don't do enough of that, do we?
No. We don't. We spend too much time working in our craft, in our place. We need to get out with everybody. I love that. Please add me to that. That would be awesome.
Absolutely. And Coach, before you go, I just wanted to, on December 19th and 20th, I'm creating what I call a Battle of Champions, which I want to take the state championship teams from this year and actually play them in a tournament out here at Walnut Grove. I think I don't think it has been done that much. And I think it'd be kind of classic, like you, Elbert, my old team, LOA. I know Woodward. Nobody wants to play Woodward, though.
No. Don't pair me with Kim Lawrence. Don't do that.
That's right. I'm trying to get her on next on the podcast, but I'm really trying to get that established, trying to create an identity, trying to get, to share the game of basketball. I would love to have Maris come out and be part of that. And well, I guess we can talk later about that. But
Yes,
I
please
want to
do.
share it to the coaches out there. That's what we're trying to do.
Please contact me. I would love to do that. That's so awesome. Thank you for doing that too.
Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations again. First state title in Marist girls basketball history. Yeah, man, great job. I'm so impressed with what you're doing with your program.
Kevin, thank you for having me on here. Thank you for getting it out there. And I can't wait to share it with everybody. They were so excited about you doing this. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, now you can get on the beach right now.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Cleared up and looks great out there.
That's right. Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.